Hey folks, this is another lesson in a series that aspires to teach Google Apps Script's Gmail app to beginners. In previous lessons, we learned how to send an email, how to add attachments, how to send an HTML email, how to develop an HTML signature, and how to send emails on CC and BCC. We're going to resume by navigating to the Files menu. We're going to be adding another script file. I'm going to be calling this F underscore CC underscore attachment. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to clear out the boilerplate code, and I'm going to begin by writing a function, which we will be calling send CC attachment. We're going to have an open parentheses because we are not passing any arguments. We're going to hit the right arrow on our keyboard. We're going to hit space. We're going to open up a set of curly brackets. We're going to hit enter twice, and we're going to add 2 slashes for a comment. I'm going to hit space. Now, this lesson is going to build on the previous lesson of sending BCC and CC emails. We are going to learn how to add attachments to those emails. So we are going to begin by accessing the drive file that I want to attach. So I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to declare a variable, and I am going to call this drive capital F file, and I'm going to set it equal to capital D drive app dot get capital F file capital B by capital ID. Get file by ID. We're going to open up a set of parentheses. Get file by ID requires a single argument, which is a drive file ID that is structured as a string. So we're going to need single quotes for that. I'm going to add those in now. I'm going to go to my drive, and I have a couple different file types already here. So if you don't have a file that that is ready, pause the video, find a sheet, a doc, CSV, an image, whatever it is. I'm going to be showing you how to attach CSV files and image files. So what I'm going to do is click on the share button here, and I'm going to copy the link. So the reason that I'm doing that is because when you are working with a CSV, you can see that it does not have a file ID in the URL in the preview mode. So you would have to open it up with something else, and I don't really want to do that. So by going over here and selecting share, I can get the link, which will include the ID of the file. So I'm going to go back to AppScript. I'm going to hit the right arrow on my keyboard twice. I'm going to hit enter once, and then I'm going to paste the link that I copied. So regardless of file type, you will always find a Google Drive file ID after this portion of the URL. So you can see this is structured as drive.google.com/file/d. Typically, I believe Drive files have a URL that have a /d at some point, and that portion of the URL string in between these two slashes is your file ID. So I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to delete the URL because I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to paste the ID in between the get file by ID argument. Additionally, I'm going to add a little bit more specificity to my variable name. So because I'm going to be using 2 different file types, I'm going to delineate between them. So I'm going to do drive instead of file. I'm going to do drive all caps CSV. And you can call this whatever you want to. The variable names do not matter. They're merely a way to reference things. So feel free to use whatever names you want to. And I'm going to do my best to say that a line of code is what we are referencing. So in this case, line 4 has a name of drive CSV, and that is set equal to driveapp.getFileById. I'm going to hit enter twice, and then I'm going to align my cursor so that my comments are standardized. So I'm going to hit Shift Tab, and now you can see that my cursor lines up with line 3. I'm going to add 2 slashes for another comment, and I'm going to access the image on Drive that I want to attach. I'm going to hit enter and tab. I'm going to declare a variable of drive capital I image. And I'm going to set that equal to driveapp.getFileById, just as we did on line 4. Open up a set of parentheses, add a set of single quotes, go back to Drive. As you can see, when I click on this image, it does not have an ID in the URL. So I'm going to select Share, copy link, go back to my script file, hit the right arrow on my keyboard twice, hit enter once, paste in the URL. Has the same exact URL structure, so I'm going to copy my file ID, delete my URL, and then paste the ID in between the two single quotes. So now you can see that we have two file types that are being accessed via Drive app. I'm going to hit the right arrow on my keyboard twice. I'm going to hit enter twice. I am going to align my cursor using Shift and Tab. I'm going to add 2 slashes for a comment. And now I am going to send an email with CC and BCC as well as attachments. I'm going to hit enter and tab. We're going to use Gmail app dot send capital E email, and we're going to open up a set of parentheses. We're going to hit enter. Send email has 3 mandatory arguments. The first argument is the recipient, which is the person that you want to send an email to. My recommendation, use square brackets. If you use square brackets, you can comma separate emails and you can send an email to more than one person. So I'm going to use single quotes and do mattbrigidi.dev@gmail.com. Please use your own email or the email of the person that you want to send the message to. I'm also going to add a second email here because I want to show you the difference between how multiple emails are sent from the recipient argument, which is the first argument of send email, and how multiple emails need to be structured for CC and BCC because they are different. So we have a comma separated value here and then another set of single quotes. So I'm going to send it to mattbrigidi.dev+0@gmail.com. So if I just wanted to send an email to one person, I could delete that second email and this structure would send the email. This structure is an array, which in some other languages is also known as a list. That's when you have comma separated values within a bracket. So you can use a single email or you can send to more than one email by comma separating the values and having each email within single quotes. The second argument of send email is the subject. So that also needs to have a single or double quotes. So we're going to say this has attachments. We're going to go to the right. And of course, you can write whatever you want to as your subject. I'm going to add a comma. The final mandatory argument is the body of the email. Now, as we discussed in previous lessons, you can send an HTML email if you want to, or you can type out the email within the body argument. So you could save it as a variable if you wanted to. It doesn't matter, but you have a couple options here. Regardless of what type you use, you do have to put something in the body field. So we're going to add single quotes here and say, this is the email body. Cool. So we are going to add a comma. And once you satisfy the 3 mandatory arguments, you get the options argument, which is a optional field. This is structured as an object. And you need to structure the options input as a dictionary or entered in as JSON, which means that we are going to use curly brackets. So I'm going to hit enter and I am going to add curly brackets and I'm going to hit enter. So if we want to use some of the options, there is documentation for them, but you'll notice that we're not getting any tips, right? We're not getting any like options that show up that we can use. So you do have to locate additional documentation to figure out what's available in here. So one option is CC. So you would enter in CC and then a colon, and then you can add single quotes. So for our purposes, we're going to send to 2 emails on CC. So we'll do mattbrigidi.dev+1@gmail.com. This would allow us to send this email on CC. Now, if I wanted to add another email address in here, I'm going to add a comma within the single set of quotes that we are using here. So regardless of whether it's single or double quotes, all of the CC emails need to be entered within those quotation marks, and they need to be separated by commas. So we're going to add mattbrigidi.dev +2@gmail.com. And this will allow us to send this email on CC to these two addresses. We're going to go to the right of our quotation marks, and we're going to add a comma, and we're going to hit enter. And we are still in the options argument here because we are inside of the curly brackets. So you can see we are inside the curly brackets. We are in the optional portion of our code. And now we are going to enter some emails that we want to send on BCC. So we're going to add BCC, we're going to add a colon, and we're going to hit space. And this is structured the same way as CC, where we need to have either single quotes or double quotes, and then we are going to enter our email addresses. So I'm going to enter in mattbrigidi.dev +3@gmail.com. And I'm going to add a comma, and I'm going to add mattbrigidi.dev +4@gmail.com. So now when we send this email, we are going to have it go to mattbrigidi.dev and mattbrigidi.dev +0. Dev +1 and dev +2 will be on CC, and dev +3 and dev +4 will be on BCC. Now you'll notice the difference between these two structures here. So when we look at our email recipients, they are comma-separated strings, whereas CC and BCC are not comma-separated strings, they are comma-separated. So they are existing within the same string, comma-separated. So that's an important difference between these two, and if you're getting errors, that's a good place to check. Cool, so now we're going to move on to the final portion of our lesson here, where we are going to learn how to add attachments. So we're going to add a comma, we're going to hit enter, and we are going to use the attachments command, and then we're going to have a colon there. So we are going to add square brackets similar to how we treated recipient, because this will allow us to send more than one attachment. So the first attachment that we're going to be working with is drive CSV. So what you're going to have to do is use .get A as. You're going to open up a set of parentheses, and then you're going to have to define your content type. And in order to do this, you're going to have to use MIME, so M MIME, T type dot. And then this will allow you to start defining content types. So in this case, we're going to use CSV. I'm going to hit save, and now we're going to send our email to make sure all of these things work. So I'm going to hit run, and we have no errors. I'm going to go to my email. I'm going to refresh, and you can see I now have an email here that says this has attachments. And when we open up the structure of the email, you can see that we have, it's from mattbrigidi.dev, it is to mattbrigidi.dev and dev +0. Dev +1 and dev +2 are on CC. Dev +3, dev +4 are on BC. And you can see that we have our CSV attachment here available in the email. That's great. So we're going to go back to our script now. And the same way that we comma separated our recipients is the way that attachments work. So because we are using these square brackets here, we are establishing an attachments array, which means that we can have more than one attachment if we want to. So now we're going to use drive I image. We're going to use .get as, and we're going to open up a set of parentheses, and we are going to use M MIME, T type dot. And now because this is an image, we can use any of these types. So we could do GIF, a JPEG, a PNG. We can also do Markdown if we wanted to. But because this is text, we're not going to do that. We are going to do a .png, and we are going to save it. We're going to hit run. We didn't get any errors, which is great. We're going to go back to our email, refresh it, and you can see now we have a PNG attachment as well as a CSV attachment. So I hope you found this video helpful. This builds on some of the other things that we've been learning. So if you're following along with the lesson plan, there's some repetition here, but still, I hope you found this to be something that helps you. And if you'd like to continue following along with this lesson, the playlist is linked in the description, and it's all linked up on my channel page.